Everybody, I hope that you're doing well. I just wanted to come on for a few minutes because every single day I run into people or somebody's calling me, and even though it seems like we're nearing the end. I don't want to say we're nearing the end of the pandemic, but things are starting to open up, and we're able to, in some states, take off the mask. There's no more mask mandate. Uh, Businesses are opening and stores are staying open a little bit longer, and so a lot of people, even though that's happening, more and more people are calling me and they're like, I am super stressed. Now that all of this is over, I am super, super stressed. And as I sit down and talk to them, I really understand what's going on. A lot of people that I talk to have been in their homes since the pandemic started. And now all of a sudden, they're being told it's okay, you can come out now. It's almost like hide and seek. You can come out now. And so people are coming out of their homes and they're trying to figure out how to maneuver through life again because they've been shut up in their homes. And then you have the people who have just been so stressed during the pandemic. People have lost loved ones. I mean, multiple loved ones. For me this year, it's been about at least 12 or 13 people that I know personally that I've lost. And still trying to deal with the loss of those people. And you have people who've gone through that. You have people who've lost spouses. You have people who have been in the house with each other, never had to really be at home for a long time with each other, and they started getting on each other's nerves. And now there's separation. There's talks of divorce. Some people have divorced. Children are going through their things because of school, and they weren't able to go. We have children who did not have access to internet, and they weren't even able to go to school the entire school year. So the world is really, we're in a different space right now, because what's happened is, as bad as the pandemic was, and we lost a lot of people because of the coronavirus. But at the same time, in which I had been preaching all on my shows and my lives, when we get to the end of this, the biggest hurdle that we're going to have to deal with is mental illness. There are going to be people, and I would say this, there are going to be people that are going to have mental health issues who've never had it before. They've never dealt with depression. They never dealt with anxiety. I know people like that, never dealt with, they may have a little bit of stress, but they were pretty easygoing. And now, because of all of the trauma that we've gone through with the coronavirus, people are now experiencing mental illness at a very high level. And they're calling me and they're saying, what do I do? Some people have thought about suicide. Some people have just given up to the point where they're so stressed out and they've been so anxious that they've had to get on disability. They can't work because it's just been too much. And for all of us, I've never gone through a pandemic before, and I had to really figure out what to do because, as I shared with everybody, years ago, I suffered with chronic depression because of my marriage. And I remember when the pandemic first started, I was okay. I was pretty good. But then when the mandate came that everything was going to close at a certain time, um, we had to wear a mask. Then the churches closed, and then there was that massive shutdown. I started feeling myself. I started feeling closed in. I started getting the feeling of I just wanted to crawl in my bed and pull the covers up and go to sleep and not really talk to anyone. I started feeling drained and anxious and stressed, because it's like, now you're locking me into my home like a prisoner. I can't stand being locked in. I need to get out. I need to be able to run to the store. I need to be able to walk down to the Baltimore Harbor, which we couldn't do because that was closed. And I saw the effect that it was having on me. And I went through that for about 2 weeks. And then I finally said to myself, you know what? You have to come up with a plan. And this plan has to be something that's going to help you to be able to move through this pandemic no matter how long it lasts. Because the one thing you can't do is go back to your depressed state. And so I had to come up with a workable plan for myself, something that I could do, even though the stores were closing at a certain time. One of the things I love to do, just because I like to do it, it was relaxing. I like to go get pedicures. I like to go get my nails done. That was relaxing for me. Those places were closed. So I had to really come up with another game plan for myself. And this is what I share with people. In addition to that, I had to go back to therapy. And I had to go back and talk all of this stuff out and really try to figure out what I needed to do for me so I didn't lose myself in the pandemic. And it worked. It worked. I can't really say that I've had bad days during the pandemic. My days were fine because I came up with a plan. And this plan was something that I had to consistently work on every single day. Even the days when I felt like I didn't want to do what I had written down, I had to get up and do it. And so as you're going through the reopening of things post pandemic, I'm going to say, you have to make sure that you get the help that you need. It's okay to go to therapy. It's okay to get some counseling. It's okay to get into a support group. These are things that are going to help you in your journey to getting back to society for those of you who have been shut up in the house. These are things that will help you get over the fear of there are people that I talk to and they're just like, I don't want to come outside. I don't want to catch the coronavirus. I don't want to die. Go and talk with someone because those fears are real. I'm not laughing at you. I'm not making fun. Those fears are real. And if you don't do something about it, if you don't go and get the help that you need, if you don't check in with the support group or something like that, if you don't do that self-care, you're going to cause a lot of damage that you really don't have to deal with. It's very easy. It's very easy. Reach out, get the help you need. If you don't feel like you can do it on your own, you can always DM me. If you have my number, you can text me. I'll help you walk through it to get the help that you need. But to sit and be by yourself and be alone and feel depressed and feel anxious and feel stressed and just feel like you're not going to make it or you're just too afraid to come out. It saddens me when I meet people who are just afraid still to come out of their houses. And those fears become so real that they're overwhelming. And so what I am encouraging you to do today is to get the help that you need. Whatever state you live in, city you live in, you can always Google um, a local therapist or clinic. Now I know a lot of the doctors, because of COVID, they're still doing the telemedicine and they talk to you online. I still do my therapy online every Thursday. It was different, but you still have the opportunity to really talk out how you're feeling. And as silly as it may sound to some people, I've talked to some people and they're like, well, what is that going to do? Just me sitting here talking to somebody. It does a lot. It really does. So it's really important for you to get the help that you need. Don't be afraid to check in and let people know how you're doing. Everybody is not going to understand your journey. They're not going to understand your struggle, your stress, your anxiety. Those are the people that you need to put aside for a minute, take care of you, and deal with what it is that you're going through. You don't need the negativity in your life right now. You want to get to a place where you're okay being by yourself, putting your feet up, relaxing, and being alone with your thoughts. and not worrying about, am I going to get the coronavirus? Who has it? I don't want to go out. Those fears will begin to go away. Self care is super important, and I encourage you to make sure that you check in with yourself. Sometimes you got to put everybody else on the shelf, and you have to turn the mirror around and you have to focus on you. And it's nothing wrong with being selfish for a little bit until you get to the place where you need to be. My name is Dr. Lady J. I just wanted to check in with you. I just wanted to encourage you today. I just wanted to lift you up. And like I said, never be afraid to say that you need help. You have a great day. Be blessed. And as Kevin Curry says, he's a host at my station. He says, be blessed. No stress. I love that. Take care, everybody. Have a great day.